Hello everyone, welcome back to my TBR game for the month of May. It's a little bit crazy that we are in May. I am deep in school stuff. I'm super busy. I'm very stressed. So I am kind of hoping the game's not super mean to me this month. Last month, it was only a little bit. It wasn't terrible, right? But it wasn't exactly nice. So I'm really hoping for at least like a little bit nicerness for this month. So let's look back and see how I did with my stack, I think of 11 books for April. Okay, here's my stack. It is a solid one. I had 11 books and I'm definitely going to need my paper to remember what they were all for. So we had the one book I don't own, Letters to Half Moon Street, for a friend pick, Dark Fever for a female author, Terran Wanderer for a Spinner Wheel free pick, The Black Cauldron for a weapon on the cover, The Castle of Lear for a gifted book, The Book of Three for an audiobook, The Hero of Ages for a hyped book, Son of the Shadows for a book that starts with S, a hardcover Lady Macbeth for a hardcover standalone, The Rebel Witch for the Black Hole Jar pick, and Free the Darkness for a self-published book. And I read every single one of the books in this stack. I actually am not even in the middle of any of them. I actually finished them all. And what really helped was the readathon that I had last month. It was so necessary. I absolutely needed it to finish this stack, but I won, which means another black hole does not need to be added to the board and we can just jump right in. Okay, here we go with the first roll. Let's hope it's a good month. A 2. Wow, not our greatest start. 2. We start off with a 2 and a sun. This is mean. Final book in a series. I really think that's doable. Okay, we're not moving along too briskly, but the first prompt was a sun, and that is a final book in a series. So I am going to be reading Emberclaw by L.R. Lamb. This is the second and final book in a duology. The first book is Dragon something. What is the name of it? I don't know why I just blanked. I should know this. I do not, apparently. Dragonfall. And I read the first book a little while ago and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. So I'm looking forward to getting back into this world. I'm hoping that I didn't forget too much because this has kind of a lot of terminologies and nuances to the history of it that I might need to remember and to how like their world in general works. So I am hoping I haven't forgotten too much. But the first book we had two main characters. One, I think they were 19 or so and were trying to clear the name of their grandfather who was believed to have started this plague that killed a ton of people and kind of like decimated part of their country. And then we are also following a dragon who is trying to get back to the world of the humans in order to like free the dragons from their imprisonment in this other kind of portal land. And I really had a good time. So yeah, hoping that this one is also a fun read, engaging, and it wraps up the duology well. Okay, next roll. It really can't get smaller than a 2. Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. I do not think this has ever happened before. Ooh, but it's a comet. So that's nice. Comets are free spaces, so I don't have to pick a book and I just get to roll again. But, you know, let's not get another 2. Come on, bigger number. An 8. Lovely, so much better. But another double number. What is going on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a double moon. Wow. This is a very odd start. A random number reread? Okay, this could be interesting, but I can probably make it work. Okay, we are really not moving along very quickly, and we got a double moon prompt, which of course, you know, of course. So we got a random number generator and a reread. And I really don't have too many books that I want to reread at this point, so I only made a list of 3 potential books to reread. So the book that I really want is Warbreaker. And the reason I only put 3 on this list when I usually do like 10 is because I want to increase the odds that we choose Warbreaker, because it is my Patreon Cosmere buddy read and our regular buddy read for the month of May. So I want this one to be the one that's chosen. But I can like completely cheat the prompts. So I also put on The Hobbit, and I put on Dragonfall, which is the book that comes before Emberclaw, because honestly I don't think it would hurt to reread it, plus it was a pretty fast read. So those are my 3 options of prompts that I could get, and I am of course hoping that I am going to get Warbreaker, but the game could have other ideas. It's not being super nice to me so far, so I would not be surprised if it just decided to give me not what I want this whole game. You know what I mean. Okay, let's do this. It's only 3. Let's see what we get. Yes! 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 Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Okay, I'm gonna go grab it. So I know that I had a 1 in 3 chance, but it feels like I got so lucky. Because the random number generator gave me the book that I wanted, which was Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. This is a standalone novel within his Cosmere. This follows 2 sisters who are from a royal family that has some like powers passed down in the line, and one of them is supposed to go marry the kind of god emperor of another land to secure an alliance, and we are following both of the sisters, the one that goes and marries, the one that does not as well. And we're also following one of the kind of like religious figures of the religion that is practiced by the land that the sister is going to marry into. I think it is a really interesting world. I enjoy the politics of it. I really like the dynamic of the religion along with the magic in this world. And I just remember it being a really good time and a really fun read. So I'm excited to jump back into it. And this one is a standalone as of right now, like I said, but he is planning to write sequels at some point. So you could just read this one if you're starting the Cosmere. This is a fine place to start if you would like to. This is one you could read without having read any of the other books by Brandon Sanderson. Okay, we really do not want another 2. That would be bad. 6, lovely, love it, that's good. 1, 2, 5, 6, beautiful, and the prompt is paperback. Yay, finally it's being nice. Okay, we got a star. It was nice to us. Paperback is our prompt. And for this one, I am going with The High King by Lloyd Alexander. This is the final book in his Chronicles of Prydain series. Oh, I guess I should have chosen this one for final book. Anyway, this is the final book in the Chronicles of Prydain series. I read the first 4 books last month, and so I want to finish out the series with The High King. I have been very much enjoying this series. I think it is really interesting to look back on like the older classic fantasy books. These ones are very much middle grade, but it's interesting to see like the style of middle grade back then versus what it is now, and kind of the similarities and differences between them. This is very like epic. We have an assistant pig keeper on a farm who gets pulled into these adventures, and there's magic, quests, found family. It's a very fun time. Feels very, very classic fantasy, like The Hobbit or the Belgariad or Sword of Shannara, those types of books. And I have been having a good time with it. Plus, they're really fast reads, which so far I have 2 regular sized books on there. I mean, I guess Warbreaker's a little bit longer, but it's nice to always have a short one on there, especially if it's one that like I want to read anyway. Okay, next roll. A 5, not huge, but we will take it. Another star. I really enjoy that. And a Booktuber Fave. That I can do. Okay, this one was kind of difficult for me. So the prompt is Booktuber Fave, and I feel like I struggle with this because I haven't been watching quite as much booktube as I used to. I just don't really have the time right now. Like, I still watch some, but I tend to like focus in on some people. But I know that someone put this series, at least, on their favorite of a year, and I believe it was 2023. I could be so wrong on this. I don't remember, but I know someone put it as like their favorite read of a year. And that is the reason that this, like, one of the main reasons the series got onto my radar, like, more, right? I'd already knew it was there. Anyway, the book that I'm choosing is Children of Fallen Gods, the second book in the War of Lost Hearts series by Carissa Broadbent. This one is a high fantasy romance series, and it does have a lot of world building in it. The romance is definitely there, but it's kind of a slower burn, and it is not like the main focus of the plot. The main focus is like our main character's character development, her journey, the world building, the magic, and like the politics that are going on. The first book, we are following a slave named, what is her name? Tisana, who is trying to free herself from her slave master to get to a land where people with magic kind of join these orders, and then they have standing power and influence essentially within that world and that government, and she wants to do that in order to go back and free the slaves from the world that from the land that she is from. And we follow her story as she is like mentored by kind of this like grumpy character. We have a little bit of the grumpy sunshine. She's not exactly sunshine, but she does, like, you know, show more emotion and like those types of things than our other character. I really like their dynamic. I think it's a fun story, and I'm excited to jump back into this world. It is kind of a long choice, so I'm a little bit worried about that, but I had such a good time with the first one, so I think it'll be fine. Okay. 5. No 5s, no 12s. Okay, let's not repeat the 5 from last time. An 11. Oh my gosh, I was so scared there for a second because I was like, you know what? I don't have enough battery to go back to the beginning. I'd have to change that out, but I think we're good. Whew, this is great. Oh, this is so good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, this is awesome. Prompt is ends in an odd page number. Awesome. And this means we cannot go back to the beginning. No matter what the next one, we will be at the end. Whoo, this is awesome. Okay, that's it. Like, this is going to be the end. I am so excited. Whew, okay. The prompt is a book that ends in an odd page number, and for this I chose Reckless by Lauren Roberts. This is the sequel to Powerless. So my niece actually sent me this book as part of our monthly book exchange. The prompt was an author whose last name ends in the same letter as your last name, R. Roberts, and so this is going onto my TBR for this month. I'm really interested in jumping back into this world. I did quite like Powerless. I completely understand the criticisms of it, and I do agree with them for the most part, honestly, but I had a good time with it. It was fun. It was really easy read, and I think that, like, I'm really hoping for that from this one as well. I just want something that's easy to get into. It doesn't take too much brain power, and I can just kind of like shut my mind off while I'm reading this book and have a good time and not really think too much into it. So that is what I'm going for with this book. So this is a YA romantasy that follows a woman who has no powers in a land where if you are powerless, they hunt you down and kill you. And so she has been pretending like she has powers, and then she is pulled into this competition at the palace, and it kind of goes from there. But like I said, the first one was fun. It had a lot of stuff that you've seen in other books, and it's really not original almost in any way, but I still enjoyed it, and so I'm hoping I'll enjoy this one as well. And it ends on page, let me go look it up just to show, 383, so odd page number. Okay, here's our final roll. Doesn't really matter what it is, and it's a 9. Okay, boom, we are at the end. Let's see what the spinner wheel gives us. Okay, we're at the end. I'm feeling pretty good about this month. So for those of you who don't know, at the final spot, I spin a wheel of prompts and then I have 10 seconds to find a book that fits that prompt. Otherwise, I have to spin again. And if I spin the same prompt that I got last month, I also have to spin again. And last month was free pick. So that's kind of sad because I really do enjoy that prompt. But it's fine. I do have a stack of possibilities over there, so I have quite a few options. I am feeling pretty confident that I'll be able to find a book that fits whatever prompt comes up, so I'm not super worried about it. Some of them might be harder. Like, I didn't really go through and check, but I feel like I have enough over there. I should be okay. Okay, turn up the volume. I always forget to do this. I always have to do it right before I spin. It's fine. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah. Plant on the cover. Yes. Oh, I actually have multiple options. Oh, I'm going with this one. I have found it. This one has a lot of plants on the cover. So this one's like full of plants all over the cover. Now, this book I bought completely off of looks and vibes of the cover. I don't actually really know what it's about. I think at one point I might have read the blurb when I was doing the book haul for this book, but I got this book when we were on vacation and I bought it completely because I love the cover and I think it is just so pretty. Just like the colors of it, the vibe of it looks like something I would really love. I do really love atmospheric books. I think this one's probably going to have like a dark sentient-esque forest to it. If you can see like up here, like this tree seems to have an eye. So I'm hoping for those types of vibes because I really love them. And I think that this one might have like Eastern European folklore to it, just based on the last name of the author that is here. But again, I don't really know anything about it, but I'm hoping that I will love it. Plus, it's not that long. It seems like it'll be a relatively fast read, and I do have a readathon coming up literally today. So I needed to fit something else on there that was probably a reasonable book to put onto a readathon because, I mean, Warbreaker and Children of Fallen Gods, probably not so much. So this one's going on. I'm really looking forward to this one. I hope I love this one. This one I have such high hopes for. If I don't like it, I'm going to be very disappointed, actually. Okay, here is my much more manageable stack of books for the month. Okay, we have Warbreaker for a random number generator reread. We have The High King for a paperback, Reckless for a book that ends in an odd page number, Where the Dark Stands Still for a spinner wheel plant on the cover, Children of Fallen Gods for a Booktuber Fave, and Emberclaw for the final book in a series. This seems fairly reasonable. I am going to be really busy this month though, so I'm a little nervous about it, but I still think it'll be doable. I still think I can manage this, and this looks like a stack of books that I'm really going to enjoy and love. Like, they may not all be 5 stars, but I still think I'll have a good time with all of them. And I mean, this is a reread and I gave it 5 stars the first time, so I'm assuming it will be again. But yeah, overall, I think this is just going to be a fun month. A lot of these books are ones that I just think are going to be enjoyable reads, but like not take as much of my brain power, which I'm probably going to need this month because I do have so much like schoolwork and brain work going on. So here is the stack. I am hoping to get through several of them on the readathon tonight. We'll see how that goes, but like at least maybe be able to squeeze 3 of them on. That's my hope. So let me know how your May reading is looking. Let me know if you're reading any of these books this month as well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.